So I have a really, really cool concept for another team. You wouldn't believe it. We're using strawberries again. Dear God. But essentially what I wanted to try to do is get a Pelican to swallow a unit that's going to spawn things, and then increase the stats of those summons using Velociraptor. So there's really two good ways to get strawberries onto summoned units. We could use a Racketail or we could use a Pheasant. They both have their advantages and disadvantages for this. There's less likely to be strawberries wasted with the Racketail. Summons are comparatively fragile, and therefore more likely to die with their strawberry and not let the Velociraptor yoink it from them. And so my priority here has been, hey, how do we carry stats late? Age-old Emperor Tamarin. So good guy Tamarin comes on in, and our goal is basically just keep lives early. As much as I whine about the Cardinal's really good, so we pull him in. And I also wanted to try using the Shima Eniga in the shop here with the Pheasant to try to keep up tempo as well as give us more economy. Because all I really care about at this point is how good that economy looking though. We get destroyed here. We're down to 3 lives. Much earlier than I would have liked to be going down this low on lives. And the order here is a little bit awkward, so I want to make sure that I get the Pheasant Strawberry onto the Flamingo, and as I say this, I realize it's not awkward at all, because we have level 2 Pheasant. I probably should have put the Emperor Tamarin in the back, but I'm not stressing it. Also, really weird thing about these guys, you'll notice he does not actually have an ability, but you can combine him with the other Shima, and he has his ability back. If you combine the other way around, you will just have a Shima that has no ability. So you need to be careful about how you use him in the shop. I actually had that happen on an earlier run. And we're finally picking up a W. This build's not great, so having it go later here is very spooky to me. But we will absolutely take some cheap Galeta stats here. And I'm just throwing radishes. I'm not sure if I'm going to use Axolotl later, but the exact perk that I'm using isn't super important. And radishes are just better than strawberries for the most part. Maybe not with the Shima. I probably should have put the Galeta further forward. But the strawberry on our Pheasant gets overridden. And we barely lose. So we're down to 2 already. 2 on 6, and we want a team that's mostly high tiers. Is very, very spooky to be in, position-wise. We have these 2 Cardinals in the shop, but I want to make sure that I pill this beta fish while it has the temp strawberry on it. And we find a pill. There's not a lot of other pets I'm looking for in the shop. Maybe the Emperor Tamarin, but honestly, I don't even think it's worth necessarily hard gunning for Tamarin at this point. The stats are more valuable. We can get the level after the fact. So I'm feeling pretty confident in the team at this point. We have a decently statted Tamarin. We have very few in-battle abilities. And we face off at against just a singular kind of big Deer Lord. We get the buy-sell Quail here, which feels very good. Love buy-selling Quail. And we're going to try the same gambit again. And we find the pill just in time. Am I going to put stats onto the... Yeah, I could have grubbed more stats onto the Tamarin here with the temp strawberries, but that's fine. Having a big Shima actually helps quite a bit, because that's just actually a decent unit for tempo. Those summons are not inconsequential, and him being a 9-10 is also quite nice. Like take here, for example, where our team gets, our big unit goes down pretty quick. The rest of our team's decently statted. Honestly, just strawberries in general are really good for cycling stats onto the team. really, really good for cycling stats onto the team. I think Pheasant just might be a little strong, given that perks count as feed triggers, and strawberries give +1/+1. And I know that I want to get rid of almost all of the team here. So we want to lock the lobster in hopes of being able to smooth out the pivot. And we finally found another Emperor Tamarin. It's almost like we hadn't locked any... It's like we haven't been rolling at all. And now we're finally getting the opportunity to find them. And we hit Alpaca. And now here's why I wasn't really stressing getting Emperor Tamarin sooner. We get 2 alpacas. But Hydra is one of the endgame pieces here. He's actually the weaker of the 2 potential pieces I wanted to use for summoning. We could have used either the Hydra or we could have used Kappa. Kappa actually gives larger summons, just off a baseline. And so Kappa's probably better. And since we're doing the summons at start of battle anyways, it feels pretty good. So we get all of the stats onto the Hydra. We can get a level 2 lobster here to get even more stats onto him. And there is one of the other pieces that we want. So we want this elephant seal. I'm a little conflicted on what I want to do here. I only need a level 2 Pelican, but I know that we're going to need the elephant seal scaling to try to actually push this team over. So I do a kind of weird cycle for the stats here. We get very lucky though with finding another Pelican in the shop. And we're slowly transitioning over to a team with no synergy. And by slowly, I mean our team has no synergy anymore. But we're staying alive, we're retaining our second heart. So I think I sell the alpaca here to get the 1 extra experience with the Cyclops. Yeah. And then we immediately dump the Cyclops right after. And I wasn't entirely sure how I wanted to play this out, but I decided to level the Pelican to get the Hammerhead Sharks in. The impression being that Hammerhead Shark will give me the money to be able to complete the build in a more reliable manner. We go up against this very weird team. And we're just barely scraping a draw. Just by the barest of margins. Another Pelican in the shop. Don't need any more of them though. Do I buy sell the alpaca here? No. Well, buy sell the alpaca to get the mongoose in to get a useful toy. I think that's probably a misplay. I do want the Velociraptor for the final build. So we have almost all of the pieces that we need. The only thing that we need at this point... is Racket-Tail. So we get all that money, and now we're just looking to apply strawberries onto the team. So... level 3 Pelican's overkill here because I can't swallow the Racket-Tail, the combo breaks down then. I can't swallow the Velociraptor, the combo breaks down then. So we're only really able to swallow 2 pets here. But that's fine. And I don't think I had Potato in this pack. Potato would have been really good on the Racket-Tail and on the Velociraptor. But there's the idea behind it. We have the Velociraptor giving stats to the team. With all the little Hydra summons. And then the Salmon of Knowledge pop out. Or sorry, just Salmon. They're not knowledgeable. Look at them. They're idiots. So this is a little awkward positioning-wise because I can't use the Elephant Seal for scaling unless I find a Strawberry or Strawberry Jam in the shop. Because I need to keep a Strawberry on him. So he's a little bit harder to use than normal here. I like a gingerbread to use on the raptor because we don't have better equipment. Because I'm very good at designing custom packs. Shockingly close there. There's so many teams I look at and I think, no, we easily clear this out. And it is just so barely because this combo is just that powerful. I legitimately think if we had a Kappa instead of the Hydra at the front, we'd probably be in a better spot. But nothing we can do about it at this point. Hydra is a unit that we found. The only real power spike that we can get at this point is getting that level onto the Velociraptor and continuing to stat with Elephant Seal. So, we managed to get the level there. Hydra level could be good. At this point, it really should just be getting perks onto the Elephant Seal. Like, that's the best way that we can improve the power of our team. Our summons are barely better than a standard turkey, so that's really good. For some reason, I smacked the chocolate onto our back guy there instead of onto Hydra. Not exactly sure why. I think I just thought that level 3 Velociraptor would be better than level 2 Hydra, even though that's very perspective. Should just be taking any power that we can at this point. But our Racketail gets sniped. And so our entire combo breaks down. It was a cool experiment. I don't think this team works. Because realistically, the only reason that seemed like it was doing anything was because of having a 4135 salmon. But it is very fun trying to cram as many of these strawberry pets onto the same team as possible and just see if we can get it to do anything. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, all.